I found out that my ex-mother-in-law stole my panties and junk, claiming it was a gesture of kindness in making our home more cozy and less cluttered. This happened back at the beginning of 2012 when I was still married to my first husband. He has now transitioned to a woman since our divorce, and she and I are still friends. My ex-mother-in-law was the stereotypical Southern woman, a real pearl clutcher. She was super religious, prim and proper. She even got upset that our outdoor, non-religious wedding ceremony site didn't have a cross and offered to bring one from her church. She also had an issue that I wasn't interested in joining her church or any of her ladies' clubs with her. The house X and I lived in was his deceased grandmother's home that was left to him. His parents had a key for emergencies only. Ex-mother-in-law seemed to have a bug up her ass about the fact it was reiterated to them several times that this wasn't an open invitation to just show up and let themselves in. She claimed it was family alienation. Fast forward to X and I going out of state for a 4-day weekend. We got back home to find our furniture in our living room and bedrooms completely rearranged. Even books on the shelves had been moved, and I noticed that picture frames that held photos of my family and friends were gone, along with a Venetian glass vase I brought back from a trip to Europe before I even met my ex. This felt like coming home to find out you've been robbed. I mean, I had. I told my ex to call his parents and ask what the F they had done. His dad had no clue what we were talking about, and ex-mother-in-law was shocked and hurt we didn't like her gesture of kindness in making our home more cozy and less cluttered. She didn't see it as a violation at all. She especially lost her poop when my ex asked about my photos, vase, and other small decorative items being missing. She said she tossed them out because they were junk. I was furious. She lied. She had taken my stuff and put it on her own shelves at her house. She also took the pictures out of my frames and placed her own family photos in them and had them on display. This was found out at Easter when they had all the family over for lunch. I took no qualms on calling her out over her theft and lies about it in front of everyone there. She gave it all back that night. Now, to the panties. My ex's parents seemed to always suspect that there was something going on with their then son as far as intimate and gender identity go. My ex had been stealing his female cousin's panties from their houses to wear since he was a kid, till he got his first job and could just buy them himself. His parents knew about the panties, despite my ex thinking it was well hidden from them. I knew about the panty wearing since dating him, and it didn't bother me. People have their kinks, and it wasn't a deal breaker for me. Now, I was a large girl 7 years ago. I was tipping the scales at 310 at my heaviest. I'm down to 205 right now. So there was no way X and I were sharing underwear, as he was around 180 and wore a women's medium in underwear. At the same time, ex-mother-in-law came into my home to rearrange my furniture and steal my stuff. She also took all my panties. I can only assume she thought they were her son's. Why? Who knows, and she never could come up with a good enough lie to that one. I didn't discover all my underwear was gone till a couple days later, as I decided to just wear what I'd packed and didn't use on the trip we just returned from. But none of my ex's really nice panties were gone. He also kept them in a separate chest of drawers in another part of the house. And, just like she lied saying she trashed my missing objects, she said she'd also donated the underwear because I thought you wanted to get rid of it. Why would I want to get rid of all my panties, and why would you think I'd give them to Goodwill when they don't take people's used underwear? Ex-father-in-law was mortified by his wife's behavior and paid for me to get new panties. We found the old ones in her car's trunk a few months later as we unloaded gardening poop for her. She offered them back. I didn't want them. I got divorced at the end of 2012. My ex came out a year after and transitioned last year. Ex's dad is totally supportive, but I'm sure you can guess ex-mother-in-law is not. At least she has the daughter she always wanted now. My current mother-in-law is wonderful and the complete opposite of my ex-mother-in-law, to the point we call each other whores as a term of endearment.